I'm joined by Kyle Balgames. Welcome, Kyle.
How are you?
Raja Suleiman with Orzov.
Max McVitie.
Congratulations, Brian DeMars.
Zach Allen. I wouldn't be here without these guys, though. So.
And the champion of Proto Counter-Attack here, Ari Lax.
Alright, welcome everybody to an episode of Making Magic Happen. I'm Zach on behalf of RW Games in Lemoyne, Michigan. Today we're going to be drafting some Double Masters. The set is now live on MTGO. It is not out in paper, although it does come out this week. So, I'm drafting. We're going to see what happens. The things I know so far about this set is that it is very, very artifact based. I think maybe there's something here where I draft 2 cards in my first pick. What is this new? Okay. So Galvanic Blast is probably extraordinarily good, I would guess. Austere Command in a set that's like artifact based also seems really, really good. Just destroy all artifacts, just crush the opponent. I think you take 2 cards. I think that's how it works. I'm not positive on that, but I do believe that is the case. I'm definitely going to take Austere Command. I think the next card I'm taking is Galvanic Blast. Even if... Yeah, even if, like, I don't have a lot of artifacts to trigger it, and I already have a sweeper for artifacts and creatures. I still think it's going to be pretty good. That said, Exploration's a bunch of tickets. We could do something sweet, too, with Exploration. I don't really know. I think there's, like... Maybe there's a Crucible? I don't know. How do you go wrong with Sift, too? I could get behind a Sift just to find my Austere Command. Interesting pick, for sure. God, Gale Blast has to be better than, like, half these cards, right? It just has to be. It's so good. It's like very often going to do 4 in this set. I'm taking the Exploration. Whatever, we're going to do something sweet. What exactly that is, I don't know. We're going to do something sweet. Oh, Exploration into Urza's Mine? Yes, please. I'm into this. It's probably not actually very good, but it is definitely sweet. Chat of the Squirrel's okay. Realistically, we're probably not playing the Exploration. Still gets a 5-tick card online. I think Valorous Stance is going to be very good. Oh, I only take 1 pick here. You only double the first pick. Okay. This makes sense. I was trying to decide what 2 cards to take. I think just easy Valorous Stance. Removal of pair with my Austere Command, which is where I want to go, I believe. Yep. Invigorate's a pretty strong card. 2 and a 2-1 that gives my a creature lifelink. That's good. Metallic Rebuke's a really good card. I like Pyrite Spellbomb as well. So Living Weapon that gives a creature flying. Not a huge fan of that. Surge Note's sweet, but not... Like, I'm going anti-artifacts here. I'm playing the Shatters deck, not the... I'm playing the deck with the Shatters, not the deck with the artifacts. So, I think on that note, Crushing Vines is actually a pretty good place to go. I like Alabaster Mage too, but we said we're Team Shatters here, so let's stay Team Shatters. Ooh, Arkham Daxon is a really sweet card. Definitely worth a ton in paper. Not really worth anything online, sadly, because people don't play Commander online. But sweet card. Ancient Stirring's not a bad one if we had some good artifacts. It doesn't look like we do. Clear Shot, I think, is going to end up being premium removal in our deck. Hard to go wrong there. I really like Cloud Reader Sphinx. I think there's a chance I'm supposed to take the Sphinx just because it looks like blue is more open than green so far. Although this isn't saying green's not open. This Angel's also pretty good. I think I'm going to take the Glint Sleeve. The one thing I know is that I'm white here. Okay. It does look... It looks like we're white-green, destroy all the artifacts, which... Interesting place to go the first time you do a format, but here we are, and it's what we're doing. We're going to destroy the artifacts. I'm in for it. Another destroy an artifact thing. I still like this 2-drop that gives lifelink. I think that's good. Green-white is actually, Green-white is actually like a go-wide tokensy deck. I mean, that's what the archetype, like the color combination is asking you to do. So we, like, given that we're going there, we could do that. Austere Command actually works really well with that. You can, like, destroy all artifacts and all creatures with Commander mana cost 4 or greater, and then just beat all the little creatures. So, I do like that. Given that, this thing's going to be, like, the biggest creature on the field in, like, a small creatures deck. I think we should go that way. Yeah. Okay. Bloodbriar. Whenever you sacrifice something permanent, put a +1/+1 counter. No. No. Alabaster. Yeah. I've talked about liking the Alabaster Mage. It's not great, but it's a 2-drop. It plays. Okay. Clear Shot. Pretty premium removal. It actually just looked like white has dried up a little bit. But Clear Shot does look good. Okay. Don't really like anything here except Deathhood Cobra's alright. 2 and a 2/2. Nothing special, but good enough. Remember the Fallen. Turn to our artifact card. So you can return an artifact or a creature card. I'm gonna go Crushing Vines again. We're destroying the artifacts. We've committed. Alright. We got another Crusader of Odric, payoff for going wide, so, I like the Alabaster Mage, but we're going to try and go wide here. And we got an Angel of the Dawn to pump people. Alright, don't really need that. So now we're looking to start going tokensy. Probably not actually playing the Exploration. We had dreams of doing some sweet stuff. Didn't really get there. That's fine. Oh man, Tempered Steel's a really messed up card. That's kind of annoying actually. So in a go wide deck, just paying me off for going wide, Awakening Zone's not actually that bad. I think I am gonna take it. I don't have artifact creatures. My Glint Sleeve Artisan makes 1 artifact creature. Outside of that, I don't have any. So, while I bet Tempered Steel is actually busted in this format, I don't have the deck for it. And I'm not all that interested in it. I think what I'm going to do here is we're definitely going to take the Awakening Zone. And then... Sounds made of an equipment, which I don't have yet. Lightning Greaves is a good card, but not in a tokens deck. You want it with like big creatures. You want to be giving big creatures haste and protecting them. The kind of the point about tokens is none of them matter. They're all just interchangeable little fellas. But I do like cheap spells. I love a Chromatic Star. Sweet card. would be cool to help splash, helps you in your artifact stuff. But again, that's not where we're going, so I'm going to look elsewhere. Okay, Thespian stage, not actually good and limited. It might actually be worth real money. I don't know. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm not taking it. We already kind of cheated and took the exploration. Not cheated, but you know what I mean. Fencing Ace is kind of sweet with Might of the Masses, though. And it looks like I can get Might of the Masses for days. So I think I want to go there. Whisper of the Wilds also would be pretty good. Just any creature that makes mana is generally good and limited. But I like the Double Striker when I have Might of the Masses. I'll probably find some equipment at some point to put on it. Blinkmoth. I said colorless lands hurt you, it's why I would never take Thespian stage. Blinkmoth Nexus being a creature that's a land, totally different story. That protects you against flooding out, which is really strong. Yeah, I would never play like a colorless land that doesn't do that much. A creature land I would go to like pretty high lengths to play, because that's just so good and limited. That said, I think Glintsleeve Artisan is just going to be too good for the archetype. You know, I might be able to get him on the wheel. I'm going to be happy to wheel either of these. I think I am going to take the Blinkmoth. Just creature lands in general are just too strong, I think. I think it's just wrong. Other people haven't taken that, honestly. Now, like here, I would definitely not take a Buried Ruin. This is my kingdom to get that Glintsleeve Artisan back. It would kill for a token maker, but here we are. I got a 2-drop. It's pretty medium. That's where we're going. We have another destroy target artifact thing. Okay. Oh, no, Crusader of Adric. Pretty good. I don't know. Naturalizes just seems so strong in this format to me. Just looking around, there's so many artifacts. It's also like a good thing to give my clear shot. Like, I need kind of a bigger body for this. And this is like the only big body in my deck, really. I do like Crusader of Adric. We just have not gotten there on the tokens. It feels like we're kind of cut. 7 mana 5/7 that fabricates 1. Not that strong. I think this is an easy mana guy. I said earlier that I was thinking about him. I think I'm gonna go there. Yeah, just I don't really think this is close. I really don't have anything to hit off Ancient Stirrings. It's literally just look at my top 5 cards to find a land. Which, if I was playing like a 4-color deck or something like that, you know, something along those lines, it's actually good to help you fix and find your artifacts if you have some busted ones. But we don't have those, so here we are. Wow, casting in large on a Fencing Ace. That is something. This is a post-sideboard format, though. And all I've seen are artifacts all over the place. So I'm going to take another Disenchant. Another medium 2-drop. Give me all the medium 2s. Okay. I have no equipment in my deck so far. So this is just +2/+2. That's probably not horrible. I think I'm going to take this Sanctum Gargoyle. Returns an artifact, which I don't have any of in my deck, but this is a set with a lot of good artifacts. I could 100% pick one up next pack and be pretty happy with it. Sylvan Might's a fine card. Again, Might of the Masses is better than Sylvan Might in my opinion, but I don't have enough token makers quite yet to be super happy with Might of the Masses. No, you know what? 1-mana tricks are just too much. No. Alright. I'm going to take the Sylvan Might. Normally, 1-mana tricks are a lot better than 2-mana tricks. So taking a 1-mana trick there, probably better, but again, I don't have really any token makers. I have some, like, I'm getting the token payoffs and just none of the actual things that make tokens. Like, I have all of them, and they're wheeling too, which makes me think either this is a trap and there just aren't that many in the format, or I don't know. It's also, like, the Glintsleeve Artisan from the first pack didn't wheel. Like, I was considering taking 3rd pick or whatever, so I would imagine just the fact that this makes an artifact makes it a pretty high pick. Oh, wow. Duplicate is messed up and limited. Vidalcan Influencer, probably a good card, not going to take it. How much is Blood Moon on MTGO? Five-tick card. I mean, the next best card is Everflowing Chalice for me. Like, if I had a better white or green card, I would take it. Again, I like Mishra's Factory quite a lot. It's a very strong card. But I already have a Blinkmoth Nexus. They start to diminish. They start to, like, actually hurt you in multiples. I'm going to get my value. Sure. Duplicant is just insane. And that's actually, like, Duplicant's actually a reason to play the Sanctum Gargoyle. This card's just ridiculous. Liege of the Tangle. Deals combat damage to a player. You may choose any number of target lands you control and put an Awakening counter on each of them. Each of those lands is an 8/8 green elemental creature. For as long as it still has an Awakening counter on it, there's still lands. This thing is big and it does a lot. That is interesting. Well, 8 mana is so many manas in limited. We do have a Whisper of the Wilds to kind of get up there. This thing can tap for 2. If we got another one, I'd be pretty happy to play this. And again, I don't like Fierce Empath to get the Duplicant is actually pretty good. It is pretty good. Legion of the Tangle is good, but it's so expensive. Yeah. No, you know what? Let's do something sweet. I'm going to take the Legion of the Tangle. It's almost assuredly wrong. That's alright. We'll make do. Okay, Shamanic Revelation. For each creature you control. Shamanic Revelation's dope. Seems like a really powerful card. I'm going to take that. Oh, now we got the Fierce Empath. We can get our Legion of the Tangle. It's perfect. It is perfect. Phyrexian Revoker is a sweet card, too. It probably is really good in this format. Just looking around, there's a lot of things with activated abilities. But it's kind of a weird one. I'm going to go with the Fierce Empath. We were going to take it. We almost considered taking it like second pick, so probably good there. Leonin Abunis, that's also a very strong card. Big fan. I like Everflowing Chalice here. Again, I have like 20 Crusader Vodrics. I might go that route. I don't know. I need some 2-drops to make a 1/1 or something. That's what I'm looking for here. I guess I actually have Awakening Zone too. These things make mana. Leech of the Tangle is not crazy. That's a doable thing, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna take the Crusader Vodric. Probably better than a 4-mana 2/5 that doesn't really have very much text in my deck. And it feels like we're getting cut on white from this direction. I'll take the Bloodbriar. Yeah, definitely getting cut on white from this direction. I guess Darksteel X isn't terrible, but I want the Bloodbriar. Yeah, here's the Sylvan Might. The Enlarge came back. Overworld Mysteries is sweet. Crib Swap is like kind of premium removal though for my archetype. And I don't get a lot of that, so I think I'm going to go that route. That said, Overworld Mysteries... Oh, Basalt Monolith is actually really good too for what I'm trying to do. I think I'm going to go with the Overworld Mysteries. I may not end up playing that. Okay, the Mishra's Factory came back. I probably will play that, I guess. Sanctum Spirit, sure. It's on color. Oh wow, we didn't have any 4-drops. I might end up playing this just based on that. I don't think this card's particularly good. 4-mana 3/2 lifelink. I can bluff that it does stuff. It doesn't really do stuff in my deck, but I can bluff that it does. We have way too many spells. Too many medium ones, too. Would have liked another Whisper of the Wilds. I don't know what's happening here. Alright. Onaganada's a sweet one. But probably want to Flare Husk here. don't think I'm going to end up playing it. It's alright. I don't think it's one of the masses came together at all. Ugh. Take the Sickle Slicer. I'm only going to play one of these lands. Alright, Crushing Vines. If we play against a deck that has artifacts, we got Disenchants. We got Disenchants for days. I think Mishra's Factory is actually better than Blinkmoth. I think it's close. Flyers are good, but Mishra's Factory, I think, is a slightly better card. If I had the ability to pump either, like, a lot, I would say that Blinkmoth is better, but I really only have... I think I'm only going to play one Sylvan Might, and given that, I'd rather just have the bigger body. Angel of Dawn's a really good card, but I don't think I want to play a lot of them. Only going to play one Crushing Vines, but we have 20 we can board in if we need to. So I got 26, that kind of my factory. I need to make 3 more cuts. I don't like this many Crusaders of Odric. We just didn't have a low enough curve. This card is much better when it's like kind of towards the top of your curve. It's like an early play. It's like a 3-mana 1/1, 3-mana 2/2, which is fine. It's not a bad card, but I don't want to be overloaded on them the way the deck currently is. I probably should only play 2, honestly. If it overperforms, we can change it up and go a different way. Ooh, I have a Crushing. No, I like the Crushing Vines. That one will probably come up to be okay. We do have 2 Conclave Naturalists already, which make it a little worse. But destroying a creature with flying is pretty good. We're kind of like a green-white control deck, honestly. That's fine. I kind of wish I had taken a Whisper of the Wilds earlier, though. But yeah, I mean, we got some really powerful cards. Austere Command, Liege of the Tangle, Duplicant, Shamanic Revelation. This is the type of deck that's going to look to trade off, not get super aggressive. I think I'm going to cut this Angel. The Angel's just not where I want to be. Alright, so I like this. We got a decent curve. We're heavy on 2s and 3s, which is where you want to be in Limited. I would have liked another 4-mana play, but we don't have one of those, which is fine. I could play a Sickle Slicer. It's like a 3-mana 2/2 that when it dies, you have to put a +2/+2 on some 4-mana thing. I could also play the Flare Husk. Not super interested in either. The Sanctum Gargoyle, I think, is the next best card for me to consider. Basically, it's just... I mean, it's really strong with Duplicant. Duplicant's just so good that I'm willing to play a Fierce Empath to get it. And I'm considering playing the Sanctum Gargoyle just to get it back when it dies. I think the Fierce Empath is going the right distance to accommodate a card. I think the Sanctum Gargoyle is going slightly too far. That's the call I'm going to make. Yeah. Let's add some basic lands. I want me to go 10-6, green to white. I guess I have a double white. Let's go 9-7. We also have a green producer here. Yeah, we'll go 9-7. We don't really have double green either, outside of Shamanic Revelation and Liege of the Tangle, which at that point, I mean, we don't have early double green, I guess I'd say. Yeah, let's save this deck. I was really hoping I could use the sweet lands. I guess we don't get to use those. I wanted to use the unhinged ones that they give you in Cube, but guess not. Alright, we have no green mana. Our early play is white. Or we have no white mana. Our early play is white. We have 2 green spells that don't play to the board, but we have a Duplicant. I think if this hand had a Plains, it'd be an easy keep. Given that I don't, and Plains is my splash, I think I'm supposed to mulligan. It's tough because Duplicant's probably the best card in my deck, I would guess. Yeah, I think it's a mulligan. Alright, this hand's not very good either, but I think I can cast my spells, so that is an upgrade. That is an upgrade. Veteran Explorer, interesting. So they're putting lands in play. Fair enough. Given that I have the all disenchants deck, was kind of hoping to play against a deck that had some artifacts. Maybe this one will. I mean, I have 2 disenchants in my hand. Think about Conclave Naturalists, like, even if they don't have an artifact, it's still a 5-mana 4/4, which is pretty good. Alright. Looks like we might have a mirror of sorts here. And, I mean, we've drawn really well for being on a mulligan on the draw. Drew 3-drop, 5-drop. We have a Crushing Canopy for if they have a flyer or an artifact, which, you know, who knows if they do or not, but we'll see. So I would say in the blind, it's probably good to trade off, given that I have a top end. But here, I don't really want to trade, like, if I'm playing a Crusader next turn, I don't really want to trade. Okay, so opponent's ramping to something, which kind of terrifies me, if I'm being honest. But I also don't mind the lands here. I'd kind of like to thin and not draw any more lands. I'm going to block. This might get risky. We might be allowing our opponent to do some messed up stuff. But we have some really good top end in our deck. We got a Duplicate. We got an Austere Command. Shamanic Revelation would be great. We have an 8-drop that's kind of a, like, ridiculous bomb. So, yeah. These also come into play untapped, which is wild. It lets opponent cast a 5-drop this turn. Okay. Wow, they just didn't use the mana. I mean, maybe they have like a counterspell or something. I guess that makes some sense. And then there you go. Said we didn't want to draw. So we didn't want to draw lands. Immediately draws lands. That's strong. So Crusader's not great in the deck. I mean, we've kind of established that. Elvish Erish. This person is ramping hard. I don't know where they're going with it necessarily, but holy cow, are they ramping? Yeah, so I could just run out the Conclave Naturalist here. I don't have a target yet. I'm kind of still hoping that what they're ramping to is an artifact or an enchantment. If it's not, I might just die, but, you know, such is life. I'm going to play the Glint Sleeve here. No, I'd like the Servo. It's going to continue just making my Crusader bigger. Eventually, I'm going to get a trade with this. They have Relic Runner in their deck, which leads me to believe they do have artifacts or enchantments. I mean, I do believe that. I'm tempted to just, like, double block here like this. I could also block here like this. And then he basically is just going to trade this for this, which is kind of what I'm hoping to do anyway. If it's like a bounce spell, I get pretty punished, but then also I get it out of his hand. Alright, well, their hand, apologies. I'm going to make this black. If they want to use a trick to kill my Crusader Roderick, go for it. Interesting. They'd rather kill the Glint Sleeve? No, you gotta kill the Crusader, right? Very interesting. Pongify. Okay. So they used a removal spell on my kind of medium creature and then killed my 2/2. Okay, they're just ramping into Elvish Aberrations, which just essentially make more mana. So I'm kind of scared that at some point here they're going to draw something insane. Given that we still have the Crushing Vines, I think it's safe to run this out now. This is a May, so I'm going to not destroy my Servo. I like my Servo. But again, we're not even like behind on board here. In fact, I think we're just kind of winning. Well, we're not winning, but We're not behind on board. We are up on cards, though, which is pretty good. So, I think the correct block is here. And here. I'll take 4 here. I'm fine with that. If they get tricky, I now have the Sylvan Might to get them. Yeah, looks like they just drew a 2-drop. Nope, no, okay. Maybe they're just bluffing something. Ooh, Awakening Zone's a pretty good draw. Kind of sad I got rid of my Crusader of Odric now, but this is going to start generating a lot of value. All right. Send in the Aberration. So here I think I am supposed to just triple block. This like strongly incentivizes opponent to use a trick, but we also have the trick of Sylvan Might on the Fencing Ace, which is a lot. If that makes sense. Yeah. So the way they've ordered blockers is I can save my Fencing Ace with the Sylvan Might. Which I think is reasonable. It felt like they maybe had a trick last turn. I'm just not going to get crazy. I'm going to let this happen. I still have an Awakening Zone. My Servo's doing a lot of work here. I've got draw steps to some really crazy cards. I'm not going to play in a way where I like let myself get 2 for 1 out of the game, and boom, there we go. One of the really crazy cards we were hoping to draw. Not even, I mean, that's not the crazy card, right? But it tutors from, and now, like, look at this. Now we get our Liege of the Tangle, and the game's about to go on a steep decline for opponent. This deck would have actually killed for a second Fierce Empath. I certainly would have taken one earlier if I knew I was going to get a duplicate and a Liege of the Tangle. Obviously, I didn't know that, but I certainly would have taken that given that being the case. Opponents already use a Pongify too, so it's not super likely that they can answer my Liege of the Tangle. They might have a counterspell, but I don't know. I'm going to cast him. If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. I don't think there's that many counterspells in the format. Alright. We got a 8-mana 8/8. He's out here. He's big. He's going to start making 8/8 green elemental lands. Another Frogify. Okay. Joke's on opponent. I've had many disenchant effects in my hand the whole game, so that's pretty good for me. Alright, let's keep awakening things. Yes, I should always yes that. Oh wow, Shamanic Revelation too, that's a really good draw. So I can cast Shamanic Revelation this turn. And also, if I draw land, Crushing Vines. I think that's significantly worse than Crushing Vines and just playing stuff. So I'm going to go this route. Oh, this only destroys an artifact. Oh, that's... I'm here thinking it destroys an enchantment. That's no good. Alright, change of plans. I'm going to draw 4 cards. That also seems quite strong. Sadly, I don't gain the life. I don't think that really matters. I'd rather just draw the 4 cards. Boom. Just going to keep getting deeper in the deck. We got another Conclave Naturalist to draw to. So, yeah. We'll draw to it. This Crusader of Odric's about to get very large. Alright, I'm going to always yes this. I can't really imagine a situation where I would say, no, I don't want an 0-1 Eldrazi. Maybe if there was like a Rampaging Frostodon in play. I don't know. I think it's very unlikely I would ever say no against a blue-green deck. Opponent's tanking on the trigger, though. I respect it. Give yourself some anticipation. Like, hey, is he going to take this 0-1? All right, I'm always guessing. And then, yes. Oh, the Mishra's Factory. It'll be able to attack in a few turns. All right, I'm going to put my Cobra Man in play. Go Cobra fella. And then Crusader of Adric. That thing's big. They're hindering it? Okay. Sure. They got rid of it? Alright. Well, I mean, that thing was going to be very large, so that does make sense. Yeah, again, I don't think I have great attacks here. It's just a bunch of small dudes on every side. But, at some point, I'm going to draw my other Conclave Naturalists, and then all bets are off. I will start swinging now. I'm happy to trade these for these. That seems like an interesting trade to me. Kind of shocked they didn't trade theirs. I could have saved mine with the Sylvan Mite, which probably was fine there. Oh, wow. That's a problem for me. That's a really good card. Holy cow. Okay. We'll be able to keep up with that for a second, but that's going to quickly become an issue. And we have drawn a lot of lands, which is unfortunate. Luckily they can't pump it, but just making 1/1s is going to be really strong. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep attacking. Yeah, I mean, I am guessing we're going to make some 1/1s, maybe probably just chump. That would make a lot of sense. Now they're just going to take 2. Alright, I mean, that's fair. Again, we're a Conclave Naturalist away from just taking over the game. I think opponent's just going to lose the second I draw my Conclave Naturalist and hit this Frogify. But I got to get there, obviously. Was kind of hoping they'd attack with the Conclave or the Selesnya Guildmage. I guess they would never do that with a factory in play. Alright, spell. Another land. Very good. Well, this is why you play creature lands. When you draw 13 lands, you at least get to do something with them. That's pretty good. Is it 13? 6, 5, 11, 12, 13? Yeah. We have drawn 13 lands. Alright, opponent wants to go that way. That's fine. I'm going to hit him with the Sylvan Mite now. Let's keep my guy in play. Keep pushing damage. Now I have to play around this for the rest of the game because it has flashback, which is pretty annoying for opponent. They're just going to make another 1/1. I mean, fair enough. At some point, we'll be able to trade this Crushing Vines in for something. Opponent has an artifact or enchantment. I know this. Or an artifact or creature with flying. They have to have one of them. We have very many 0-1s, though. Ulvenwald Mysteries. That is a really good thing to draw when you're flooding like crazy. I am into this. Alright. Yeah, now we're just going to bash. If the opponent wants to trade, we get to draw cards. I am in for this. I like this. Yep. And the drawing cards just gives us power, which is just ridiculous. We're also drawing to like Duplicant and some really crazy stuff. I could blow them out here by flashing this back. I just would rather draw the cards, honestly. We still have just some really insane stuff to draw to. Yep. Man, this deck is trigger intensive. Alabaster Mage. Oh, that's pretty strong. And we got our Naturalist. That is exactly what we were looking for. That is good. That is very good. Alright. I guess I could just sack a bunch of Spawn to put this in play, but I want to do this with haste. They think this is dead. Like, they're treating the game like I don't have an 8/8 trample chilling on the battlefield. Which is going to be tough for the opponent. They frogified my Alabaster Mage. Okay. That I accept. Oh, well, that is a duplicate. That's very strong. So I'm going to start with the duplicate. I would like a 2/2, please. Yes. Okay. Strange to me that they didn't do anything with it. Alright, I'm going to cast the Naturalist like this. I have so many O1s, it's like they just don't really matter anymore. Yep, I would like to destroy this Frogify. And here we go. We're in for a lot. Okay, they have conceded. That makes sense. The Liege of the Tangle's getting in there. We killed their engine with our duplicate. Looking good. Okay, Crushing Canopy, or Crushing Vines, sorry, did not look particularly good there. We saw multiple enchantments, though. I think I'm just going to do a hard swap for Revoke Existence. And this feels like a good matchup for Crusader Vodric, honestly. Maybe it was just that was a slow burn type matchup, but it feels good. Sylvan Might, alright. I saw Frogify, I saw Pongify. We showed them the trick, so they're more likely to play around it. I think I can actually get some value by just cutting the card and then bluffing it. Like, it's actually a good thing to do in Limited is, you know, you attack, and if they respect the trick, then you get in for damage and you act like you never had it. And if they don't respect the trick, then you blow them out with it, board it out, and then they play around it. Tale as old as time. Alright, this is the problem with having an 8-drop in your deck. It's in your opening hand some amount of the time, which, not great. Definitely not great. We have 2 lands. We don't have mana ramp. This hand would kill for an Awakening Zone. I do have a 2-drop. I do have a removal spell. I have 2-drop, 3-drop. I'm on the draw, so I'm pretty likely to hit a land. I still think this is a keep despite having an 8-drop in the hand, which is not great. Yeah, I do think this is a keep. I got 2-drop and a 3-drop with a removal spell on 3. Conclave Naturalist to kind of top the curve if I draw a bunch of lands. If I don't draw a bunch of lands, then I'm drawing spells, and my curve is pretty low outside of, like, basically bombs. I just played bombs that were basically greater than 3 mana, which, you know, basically means everything in my deck is a good draw at this point. I'm either going to draw spells I can cast, bombs that I can't cast yet, but will be able to cast later, and, you know, I have a decent enough early curve to kind of survive. That, probably the worst draw on the deck, honestly. So everything's a good draw, then we drew the second Conclave Naturalist. It's like the only other expensive card. Alright, that is a card that is really strong and probably getting clear-shotted. Alright, we hit the land, so the Conclave Naturalist feeling less bad now. Selesnya Guildmage is a bomb. It's a messed up card, but also it's the type of card that, like, is very, very mana intensive. I think there's actually a chance I'm supposed to play the Fierce Empath just so I don't draw a 6-drop next turn. I will then have a 6-drop in my hand, which is not ideal. I'm going to put my 2/2 in play, though. Definitely no attacks. I'm looking to trade the Deathhood Cobra with either of these, given an opportunity. If they double swing, yeah, okay. I think they might move towards making 1/1s, which Not a terrible plan on the opponent's part. I'm just going to pass here. I think they're going to make a 1-1 end of turn, and then I'm going to shoot the Selesnya Guild Mage. And if that's where, that ends up, that's fine with me. Yep. This is fine. Target a creature you control. I guess it's the Deathhood Cobra. They spent 6 mana. They got a 1-1 and a 2-2. That's fine. I killed a 2-2, so it's not bleeding anymore. Okay. Cloud Reader Sphinx, and all of a sudden I'm wishing I had my Destroy a Flyer back. We do have access to Duplicant, though, so not the end of the world. Yep. Would really like to draw a land next turn. Okay, that's not a land. That's not bad either, though. I think I'm supposed to just get the Duplicant, though. I can give my Deathhood Cobra Reach and Death Touch. So, at some point, this can actually answer this. Which, very mana-intensive, tough way to do it, but totally fine. And I probably will go there at some point, if I don't get to the Duplicant in time. Let's see what happens. But for the meantime, I'm still at 20. This isn't an immediate threat. So, I like to see that. Opponent cycling 6 drops for a land drop. I mean, that means their hand is all spells. You wouldn't do that if you had a land to play. Especially on 5. So they have 3 spells in hand now, which is good to know about. It also makes... Oh, wow. You have a Steer Command. That's strong. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, was like, okay, I'm either going to draw bombs or lands or spells I can cast. I drew the bombs, which was the worst case scenario for those 3 cases I laid out. But you're going to see what happens and why I was saying, oh, well, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. That's real tough. Now we would really, really like to draw a land. We didn't. Perfect. 17 land deck. Kept a 2-lander. We've drawn 2 lands in 7 draw steps. Pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, so despite all of this going not great, we're actually still in a fine spot. I actually think I don't have another target for Fierce Empath, so he seems like an easy discard at this point. Yeah, despite this seemingly going as bad as it possibly can, I have a Wrath, which gets me right back in the game. So, not overly concerned about my spot. I would like opponent to make a big play. Oh my gosh, can we draw a land ever, please? We have thus far done exceedingly poorly at drawing lands, which is unfortunate. It's tough when you keep a 2-land hand and then, like, hinder. Oh, please don't top that. Please don't top that. They bottomed it. Oh, thank God. They bottomed it for me. Oh. When your opponent's mana screwed and not playing spells, you top with hinder every time. Please, okay, I mean, you gotta make me redraw it. Progenitor Mimic. That's terrifying. Really need to draw the land here. Holy cow. Land. I think I would just be dead if they topped. I mean, I guess I would have a turn to chump. I mean, I have like almost no outs if they top there. At some point, I'm going to draw the land, though. I guess I have 2 Deathhood Cobras. Land? Yes! Got there! Alright. I would like... Why don't I just destroy all creatures? We're both in a spot where we have nothing, but I have 6 cards to their 1. And I'm down mana, but my hand's still ridiculous. I'm actually winning on board, though, is the other thing. I don't really want to get rid of my mana. Yeah, I'm just going to destroy all creatures with mana cost 4 or greater. And destroy all enchantments, I guess, because there's no enchantments. Sure. Could go on artifacts too. I don't think that matters, but I get rid of their 2 things plaguing us. Yeah, and so this is kind of what I was saying earlier, was that if I drew the bombs, then classic adage of screw beats flood, right? Where I guess I probably definitely shouldn't have waited. Now I can just duplicate their 4/5 and we're off to the races, as they say. I am gonna start getting into a spot. You know what? This thing just gets death touch. The 4/5 kind of doesn't matter, for being completely honest. Yeah, let's cast my Crusader of Odric. This actually can tap for 4 mana now, which is kind of, or 2 mana now, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna hope opponent doesn't realize that and maybe attacks with this. Then I'll be able to trade this off. I also just have a straight up block here, which is just fine. Ooh, they're playing something large. Don't love this. What is this? They've already kicked the Cyclonic. What is happening? I am terrified. What are you doing to me? Is this an upheaval? Are they bluffing? Do they just do the tap all your mana concede play? No? No, they're casting something. This is big, whatever this is. Oh, Walking Ballista for 5. Alright, I didn't even know that was in the format. Fair enough, I'm dead. I guess they were playing towards it the whole game. I'm not going to make them do this. I'm going to concede. I am dead. Well, we didn't play around the burn spell, the big X burn spell out of the blue-green deck. That's tough. It's not something you usually play around, so it's fine. I still think Crushing Vines isn't great. We did see more things where it would be good now. I guess I'm going to bring it back in on the play. Progenitor Mimic's kind of terrifying. This also destroys the Ballista. Not insane, but we saw Cloud Reader Sphinx. I don't know. Alright, this is a good hand. We got 2-drop, 3-drop. We've got an Austere Command. We've got a Naturalize. I think this is definitely a keep. I'm not going to say the hand's stellar, but I think it's clearly a keep. Well, I got the Veteran Explorer again. I will still happily trade for that. It's weird because opponent has definitely shown that they have really strong top end, but also like I just don't have a I don't have a better way to deal with the Explorers, so this is just gonna happen. Oh well. Yeah, I mean they're gonna get to do that too. I am probably gonna kill a sword. We didn't see that many 1/1s, so. Did we see that many 1/1s? I guess we saw Selesnya Guildmage, which does make 1/1s. It could bring this back. Yeah, I am not. No, they're on the defense. Okay. It actually strikes me as kind of strange. Not like bad though, just a little strange. All right. I actually like where I'm at now. Wolvenwall Mysteries was a very good draw. Would love to just start trading off creatures, getting clues, drawing cards. I want to be able to hit my land drops. If they attack, I am going to snap off a double block here. which I don't think they will, but I would definitely do it. I would love for them to attack here, honestly. Okay, they didn't. Alright. I think, given that I have the mysteries, I can start attacking with my Cobra. I can give this Death Touch, and I happily will, if they block. Alright. If they want to kill this and like try and blow out my turn, that's fine. I don't mind. But yeah, I don't really want to be missing my lands here. Would love to just get a clue, sacrifice it, hit a land drop, play my fencing ace, just use my mana well. It's kind of the play here, I think. Okay, clear shot's good. It works with fencing ace. Deal 2 damage to something, get in an attack for 4. Rebuke, no, I can't pay for it, and also that is 100% okay given that I have way more important cards they could have countered. Now we have seen Hinder, we've seen Rebuke. I'm not really gonna play, like, if they tap like this, that does suggest incoming Hinder, but I can't really play around it all that well. Is this a Ballista for 3? Kind of feel, no. The Elvish Aberration. Well, not a whole lot I can do about that. I guess I could kill their Sword of the Meek, which doesn't strike me as a particularly good play. But it does set up a clear shot next turn. I'm still tempted to just play the Whisperer of the Wilds. I think just getting my mana into play, like missing these land drops again has really been quite annoying. No, I think I'm going to play the Humble Naturalist. I think that's slightly, or the Conclave Naturalist. I think that's slightly better. I'm not really getting very much value here. I'm destroying a Sword of the Meek, which is in all likelihood going to come back. But, like, they didn't show me that many cards that bring it back. They showed me, like, a couple in these games. So, if they have one, they have one. But I'm at least stable on board now. I've got Austere Command if things get crazy, and I want my opponent to start trading with me, which, given that they have big creatures, looks like they're going towards. Okay. The Cloud Reader Sphinx, and now it looks like they have the Hinder up too, like they're just going to keep playing around it. We get to kind of blow that out, though, which is nice, by kind of forcing them to do something about it with Clear Shot. Like, I really like our turn next turn of Whisper of the Wilds, pass. You even get to play the land, which is great. Clear Shot on their turn. Make them use the Hinder there. So I can actually get cheeky, attack with Conclave Naturalist, they block, I Clear Shot here, kill both their things. I think it's overwhelmingly likely they have Hinder. All of that said, if they did Hinder this, I would happily crack a clue, get a 1/1. Yeah, I'm going to attack. I will then get to resolve the Austere Command. So it's like lose the battle to win the war type situation. And I will happily do that. This just puts them in a spot where if they have Hinder, they're firing it off. Okay, Pongify. That's not great for me. It's certainly worse, but it's not the end of the world either. I get the clue. I get to crack the clue. Their trick's been exposed. They're pretty likely to start just playing what they draw. And now my Austere Command only kills their stuff. It doesn't kill any of my things. So, again, lost the battle, but put myself in a position to win the war. Yeah, I'm still at 20. Not in danger of a Walking Ballista burnout this time. Opponent is not doing anything, though. And they scryed. I kind of want to know what they did with their scries now. One card on bottom, one card on top. So they topped a card and then didn't make a play, which kind of makes me feel like maybe the Hinder's coming. Well, they have shown a propensity to counter Crusader of Odric at every opportunity. If they have it... Yep, okay. Well, kind of thought that was the case. Okay. I mean, I don't have a choice. They're going to either top this or bottom this. They bottomed it. Yep, they have done that every single chance they've gotten. And now we're going to austere command, destroy all artifacts, and convert a mana cost 4 or greater. And now we get to bash. So yeah, they could have like a Cyclonic. I mean, there's certainly things they could have here, but I like our spot. We still got a 4/4 to come down next turn if they have any good artifacts or enchantment follow-ups. Okay. Rex Sage is good on their behalf. That kills my value engine. But I still like where I'm at. Opponent's losing pretty badly on board. We drew a removal spell too, which is nice. Given where I'm at, I think I'm just going to run this out. Wow, that is the worst case scenario, I think. I mean, they're going to have to start blocking pretty quick, unfortunately. Man, yeah, and they get the sword back. That was probably the worst draw in their deck for us. Mishra's Factory's not bad, though. I mean, I need to just start putting pressure on them. That's the only way I'm getting out of this. I'm going to attack like that. It doesn't make sense to attack with these at the moment. Yeah. So opponent's just stalling here. Now Sword of the Meek doesn't come back, so they actually have to pay to equip it. Yeah, this guild mage is tough. I'm going to need to find an answer to that. And we're starting to flood a little bit, which is kind of annoying. Opponent's life total is pretty low, though. Okay, that's actually, like, best case scenario. I mean, now they're just dead, right? They're dead on board. Yeah, they got tricked into playing the Elvish Aberration. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Dead. GG's, Pyro Princess. Well fought battles. But yeah, looks like we came out on top this time. Alright, we're back for round 2. Let's see how our green-white bombs deck plays out here. This one is for a pack, it looks like. No 2-drops on the draw. Sketchy for sure. I do have Oldenwald Mysteries and Duplicant, though. I think on the draw, I'm decently likely to draw a 2-drop. If I don't, I at least have a lifelinker to kind of catch me back up. I think this is a pretty good removal spell in the format in general. Well, we drew the 2-drop. Not quite the one we were looking for, but it is a 2-mana play, I guess. Wow. An opponent just come out very aggressive, so that's very unfortunate. 2-drop. Or land. Either. Both. Removal spell. Alright. This is going not great. In our mostly creature deck, we have drawn non-creature, non-creature, when all we wanted was a creature. The only other non-creature we can even draw, I think, is Austere Command. That might be wrong, but I think that's actually, like, pretty close to right. I mean, opponents had a really good start, no doubt, but I still like where we're at. Remember, artifact has a battlefield. Wow. Opponents had a very aggressive start. Can we draw a play? Okay. Well, we can at least... I don't think I'm supposed to put Oldenwald Mysteries in play. Unfortunately, this isn't an historic card. I would actually say we to discard to this. But I think I just need to do this. They don't have any creatures with flying. I'm going to take a lot next turn. The indestructible lifelinker, though, I think is good at, like, is going to keep me in the game. I actually have the duplicate. Artifacts are historic, so I can pitch the duplicate, which obviously not what I want to do. Wow, Basilisk Collar. Holy cow. Bonus deck is very aggressive. We kept a loose one on the draw. Don't love where I'm at. Taking 7 here down to 9. The lifelinker, though, is real. I think the Sanctum Spirit is going to save us here. Well, maybe not save us, but I think it's going to be our big hope for getting back in the game. Let's see what happens. Because, yeah, I mean, if they go to remove it, I will just definitely pitch duplicate. I don't want to do that, but I will. And now we're drawing towards an austere command. It would kill all of their things. I mean, yeah, they have a clue. The turn they crack the clue, those are going to be pretty good for us. If they just attack with this, I am blocking here and pitching duplicate. I would like to save my clear shot for next turn. Flicker Wisp? Ugh. That is a disaster. It doesn't kill me, though. Puts me down to 2, which is actually okay for me because now I get to clear shot next turn. And clear shot makes my creature deal damage. So the fact that I have a lifelinker kind of gets me out of this. If that makes sense? Oh, I only go to 4. All right. Not to 2, so not in a horrible spot. Okay, that was actually a pretty good draw. I think I'm playing that so that I can duplicate next turn. I'm setting up to clear shot. Letting them untap is dangerous, certainly. But I think a risk worth taking. Okay. Thrabes. Really good draw for my opponent's bird. Thrabes is just a ridiculous card. This card is so strong. Path to Exile. Wow. That is an absolute disaster. Okay, so how do I stay alive? I mean, I need the clear shot. I think that's clear. It's going to gain me 3. I go to 7. So not dead to their attack. I guess it gives me 4, right? Probably need to do it on this thing because I have the Crushing Vines for this. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I think I just have to do it this way. I think that's the way to do it. Really unfortunate they had an exile-based removal spell. There's not very many in this format. 2 I can think of. But they did. They had it. So, yeah. Alright. I'm at 8. This would put me to 2. I could then duplicate the Wisp, trade here. Really, the Basilisk Collar is quite strong here. So let's say I duplicate the Wisp. I can trade here, block the Thrabe that doesn't have the thing, go to 1 the next turn, and then have the duplicate presumably draw something. I guess I can make 1/1s. I think I have to not block here and hope my opponent doesn't have Burn as their last card in hand. Ooh, Fierce Empath. Where does that get me? So I can Crushing Vines the Wisp and play the Fierce Empath. This thing doesn't have Trample. I'm going to die to Burn. What does the Fierce Empath even get me, though? Is there something I want it to get here? I mean, I want it to get Austere Command. Duplicate is the thing I would hope for, I think. I would like to use the Crushing Vines on the Wisp, although alternatively I can use it on the Collar if I duplicate the Wisp. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to play the Fierce Empath. I think it's just my 8 drop, which I don't really want to draw, for being honest. Alright. I am losing pretty badly at the moment. So I think playing around opponent having cards like Valorous Stance is just not that great. I kind of need something to go in my favor here, which is what I'm hoping for. So, yeah. Yep. So I'm going to make my blocks, kill the Wisp. If they have the trick, they have the trick. I could have played around it, but then I'm tapped out and I give my opponent perfect information and easy route to kill me. I was never beating a combat trick this turn. I don't think I had a single play that did that. But now I've mostly stabilized. I mean, I'm not completely stable, but I have mostly stabilized. My opponent is playing towards burn, which they almost certainly will have, but there's not that much I can do about it, so here we are. If I draw a land, I'll be able to put my Liege of the Tangle in. That's why I was cracking the clue. I'm going to snap trade this off. I'll do that very quickly. Yep. Happy to trade this off and just get a clue. I just want to get to the Liege of the Tangle. That's what we're going towards. We need to end the game. Our opponent's at 29, which... okay. So they now have a 3-2. That's fine. That is beatable. Next turn might be a play a duplicate situation. Dismantle my clue. Okay. Well, certainly not the end of the world. And we drew the land, so I'm going to put the Liege in play. Opponents already used their Path to Exile. This is the last turn we're going shields down. After this, we have Sylvanmite up at least. We can duplicate if they make a big play. You know, they can draw burn, but every turn after this, the game just gets really out of hand for the opponent. Which I think is totally a fine place, is a good place for us to go. Opponent is going to start drawing lands at some point here. That's going to happen. So, duplicating the Thraben here is weird. The fact that it comes with an 8/8 makes it make sense to me. I don't love it though. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it is the right play here. Just because it comes with the 8/8. It's really strange to use a duplicate on a Thraben Inspector. Wait, what? Holy cow, this is any number of lands? That's outrageous. I did not realize that. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do like all of them. Yeah. That, wow. Okay. Did not know how that card works. Now I know. Yeah. Worth playing. I thought I just made one. I was going to say that made an 8/8. Holy crap. That card's ridiculous. What just happened? Oh, that was unreal. Oh my god. So much power. It's too much power. Okay. That was sweet. Opponent looks like they got a lot of artifact stuff happening here. Crushing Vine still seemed good because they had so much artifact stuff. I like the Deathhood Cobras. I could see Crusader of Odric being medium.
No, you know what? I think I want to cut the Shamanic. Oh, Shamanic Revelation was another card that would have been a bad non-creature. I guess Awakening Zone too. Yeah, all right. Valor Stance. Actually, Valor Stance. None of the creatures had high toughness either. I like Revoke Existence against them. We saw multiple artifact-based things. I would board in like any 2-drop. I don't really have 2-drops. I could see a Crusader of Adrek on the draw. I could also just see boarding in Flare Husk as just a 1-mana 1/1 that can randomly pump something later. That's probably not good enough. I'm going to leave the Shamanic Revelation in. I am a control deck. Like, this is a limited control deck. I think I just need a mulligan to a real hand. And, you know what? I could see cutting the Awakening Zone from this matchup. I don't know. It's just going to gain me so much life. Yeah, I mean, that's just gonna be so good. Yeah, I don't know. I could cut the Crushing Vines. I just don't mind having. All right. Well, we talked about the Awakening Zone. I think this is a pretty good spot for Awakening Zone. If I draw a white source, this hand's awesome. Awakening Zone powers this up. It powers this up. I mean, I'm just hoping to draw a white source, which is the color in our deck we have less copies of. I do have 7 white sources, so it's not, like, insane that I would draw one. But I definitely would like to draw one. White source. 6-drop. Perfect. Oh, man. Can we just one time draw the card I'm asking for? Just one time, deck. That's all I'm asking. Every time I'm like, come on, let me get this. They're like, no, 6-drop. Here you go. 6-drop. Turn 2. I only have 2 6-drops in my deck, and they're both in my hand now. So unlucky. Alright. Land. Land? White source? White source plays? If I ask nicely, maybe? Opponent is stopped him. Oh, white source, we got there. Let's go. Let's go. I was gonna say, opponent stopped in my upkeep. Bit of an interesting play, if I do say so myself. I don't really quite get it, but oh, this looks like a cycle spellbomb because I'm mana screwed scenario. Oh, no, all right, not the case. So probably a, yeah, I don't know. I do like just getting the Awakening Zone in play here. It lets me have a much better next turn, where next turn I can sack, go Glint Sleeve Artisan plus Revoke Existence so that my Artisan stays in play, which is pretty strong. Alternatively, I could just play the Artisan and then have an 0-1, a 1-1, and then set up to duplicate the next turn. Yeah, and opponent is kind of like getting forced into do this because of being mana screwed. They kept the 1-land Thraben roll. Multiple land Thraben hand missing a color, thinking that Thraben would fix, and Thraben's a really powerful card. That's certainly a fine play to make a lot of the time, but not great for them here. Alright, wait. Well, now that my removal spell kills their play for the turn, I think this is a pretty easy sack the 0-1. Alright, can I always yield, always yes this? It's like Aether Vial, man. It's so annoying. God, opponent has to stop in my upkeep for no... They don't even have plays. What are they doing? It's like Force of Rage or something. Just upkeep it. I'm going to have 3-1s during your turn. No, that's... Who knows? I don't know what is happening here. Force of Rage probably isn't even in this. There's probably no force spells in this whole set. Phyrexian mana? Always yes. Always yield. Okay. So, we are going to revoke existence. None of that. And then I'll sack this and play my glint sleeve artisan. And we're going to make a servo. Boom. Winning on board. We have both our colors. Opponent is not having both of their colors. We're going to save up. We're going to get this Liege of the Tangle in play off the Awakening Zone. It's going to be excellent. We're even going to draw the land next turn so that I could duplicate or play both of these, given either option. But we're saving up. We're going to Liege of the Tangle 2 games in a row. Opponent's going to start to get furious. It's going to be awesome. Full shot gauntlets. Oh, those make things big. Very big. Not very good against Awakening Zone, but... Oh, well. Does this have the... Oh, it just doesn't untap? Okay, well, fair enough. Should I play the Cobra? No. I don't think I'm going to rush. I got a 4/4. I just... The longer I wait, I'm just casting these, so just waiting seems prudent on my part. Yeah. I've got the Crushing Vines now, too, to protect against a lot of the crazy stuff my opponent can do. This is an example of just don't make dumb plays. Just play well, and you can't lose. So we're going to play conservative, switch into play conservative mode. So opponent would like me to trade my 4/4 for their 5/4 here. I don't think I have a huge reason to do that. Honestly, I think I'm just supposed to block with the servo. 5 life is enough that I'm happy to trade a 1/1 for it, especially when I have this kind of infinite set of O1s coming. It's not infinite, but you know what I mean. I'm going to have O1s for days, so the 1/1 isn't particularly useful. They're also kind of forced to switch this, and it costs 3, so they can't do it this turn. When they do it next turn, I can just Crushing Vines it and blow them out, which is perfect. Yeah, I mean, opponent has shown red mana, so I think this is a pretty clear case of don't let your life total get too low so that you die to like 2 Gal Blast or something crazy. I mean, I've got a Liege of the Tangle coming next turn. It's just coming next turn. Yeah, no, it's coming next turn. Opponent just can't stop this. I guess they could kill my O1s, but that seems somewhat unlikely. Yeah. Opponent's still color screwed. We have an 8/8 trample coming. I mean, they do have Path Exile in their deck, so... Okay. I was going to say, they do have Path Exile in their deck, so they certainly have an out. That said, they might use it on my 5/5. So there we go. And yeah, I mean, opponent's just in a really tough spot. Honestly, like, if they were red screwed enough, they maybe should have Path Exiled their own Thraben. That's a tough thing to do because Path is such a premium removal spell, and limited especially. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, opponent just gets destroyed. I guess not destroyed, but this does not go well for opponent here. Yeah, I don't even need, like, I could just kill the gauntlets and, like, kind of blow them out. But, like, I don't really want to do that. Because what's going to happen here is if they attack, which they probably won't, but if they did, I would block with Death Touch. Next turn I play this. Then they equip the Death Touch here on their turn, pass, because they're going to try and block. Then I kill the Death Toucher and attack with my Liege of the Tangle again, and that's all they wrote. Opponent could have 2 paths, I guess. That's certainly a possibility. But I'm not threatened by a 6/3 based on what I have in play at the moment, so I think the play here is going to be play my Liege of the Tangle. I can also just duplicate this, honestly. Oh, Conclave Naturalist is also pretty good. Wow, this is just embarrassment of riches status. I'm going to put the Liege of the Tangle in the play. It's the sweetest thing. I think the conservative play is not play Liege of the Tangle, but Liege of the Tangle is really sweet. We saw last game. It did some disgusting things. Yeah, they just conceded. The Liege of the Tangle, baby. Oh, man. That was nice. That was nice. All right, going for the 3-0. Can we get that trophy? Liege of the Tangle trophy. Get 6 boosties. That would be nice. Back for round 3. Let's crush this bad boy. Playing against the Sleeping Eye. I do not know this person. We have both our colors of mana. We got some acceleration. We got actual 2-drops this time. This is wonderful. We got Fierce Empath to go get our Liege of the Tangle so we can tangle up. Tangle up. Oh, they're even going to ramp us? How kind. Wow. So, if we could draw a land here, I mean, that would be perfect. Would be very nice. Very nice indeed. Multiple Veteran Explorers. I don't know if this is like I'm playing 1/1s or what this is. I would assume whatever I play this turn is getting shocked or gale blasted or something like that, based on how they've played. There's still a chance though that they will trade. Like, I want to pop one of these because I'm land light and have just an insane hand full of good spells. So, like, if they're going to offer the trade, I'm going to do that. They get the mana first, which obviously not great for me, but I think worth making the trade at any rate. Like, I have such a good top end in this deck. It can't be wrong for me to do this. I also have an answer if they play something large here, just already, and the lands I'm going to play on tap, so I can just Valorous Stance whatever. Like if they play whatever 5-drop here. Okay, if Deathwood Cobra is their follow-up, then I would question why they traded. But maybe it's not my place to question that. All right. I like Fencing Ace, Glint Sleeve Artisan here, I think. And always Servo. Always Servo. So now we got good trades here. Trade here, trade, well, block here, I guess. And I still think opponent will block. I mean, I don't know what's in the format, so it might be wrong to give my opponent this much mana. But they didn't do that much with 5 last turn. And if they have a lot, like I have Valorous Stance plus Fierce Empath for Duplicate, which strikes me as good. Like, I think giving them the mana is okay. I'm still at a really high life total, so I'm not scared of, like, fireball effects, although obviously they'd be good killing my board. Yeah, I don't know. Opponent put these cards in their deck, so presumably they have a plan for them, but I just feel like I'm set up better to use it, and they're probably playing Veteran Explorers because a lot of the deck are like aggressive artifact decks, if that makes sense. Yeah, they definitely got the mana. I mean, like, I could give my guy indestructible, but I just don't even think I care. It doesn't have trample, right? I don't understand. This does not have trample. Alright, well, opponents just... That's a very strange play. I don't get it. They made a 9-3. My 2-2 died. Yep. You got me. I guess it cantrips, so maybe they just wanted to draw a card because they needed something to do with all their mana, but... I don't know. That didn't seem like a very good play. Well, I think this turn... Oh, we drew the duplicate. I was going to say, I think this turn I like Fierce Empath for Liege of the Tangle. I was going to say, it might have been tough, you know, decide between Liege of the Tangle and duplicate, but you drew the duplicate, so no decisions necessary. We're going to play Liege of the Tangle next turn. He's going to be keyword really big. I don't know how green-red deck kills it. I guess Deathwood Cobra is the answer, but... yeah, this is going to be tough. We even have the Valorous Stance to give him indestructible. If we needed to. If opponent makes a really good play this turn, which they might, we have the duplicate. So, yeah. Like where we're at. And, yeah, this is a case of opponent thinking Veteran Explorer was good for them. Turns out it wasn't. It was much better for me. I kept a land light hand in a deck that uses its mana very well. And that's the risk you take of playing two-sided effects. You build your deck to be better with them, but they're not always are. So it's a 5-mana 3/3. I can't Valorous Stance it, which is a tad bit annoying, but not the end of the world. I guess I need to double block. I guess I can just trade the Fencing Ace here. And I'm not winning with Fencing Ace, so I don't mind trading off. If they're going to use a trick... Oh. Well, I say okay, and then Valorous Stance it. Yeah, and now opponent has a 3/3. I mean, I don't know. I'm at 18. I even have the kill spell for their 3/3 now. I just don't see a world where they can kill the Liege of the Tangle, and even if they do, I don't think they can beat the rest of my hand. So I think this is a pretty easy put Liege of the Tangle in play. Say go. Ball's in your court, opponent. Can you beat my 8/8? You probably can't. If you can, then we'll keep playing. Oh no. Do they have a Teamer Battle Rage? Did I just lose an unlosable game by just... Oh my gosh. Oh, clear shot. Okay. Well, opponent did get out of it. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense to me. Opponent made a really crazy play to get out of a bad spot, but now they're just dead to the board. So there you have it. I think I'm going to save the duplicate. I'd rather just clear shot this, I think. Or Crushing Vines it. Apologies. Destroy target creature with flying. And Crusader of Odric. Attack for 3. Or 4, I guess. And now their next play, as soon as I draw a creature, it's getting duplicated. They don't know that, but... I mean, their next play is getting duplicated. I have 9 power in play. It goes up to 10 next turn. Yeah, they drew a land. This game is done. And that's what I like to play. I guess I open... Like, my opponent only had 1 card in hand, so for them to, like, assemble a combo, like, Enlarge, Teamer Battle Rage, or something crazy like that, not super likely. They would have to top deck... They'd have to already have one of the pieces and then top deck the other. And clearly they had one of the pieces and top decked a good one. But that was the reason we put Liege of the Tangle in play. I mean, opponent's just in a spot where they just have to make a good play. And if they don't, the game ends. So I want all my instant speed stuff. I didn't see a lot of flyers. I think the 1 Crushing Vines is still good. We saw a lot of combat tricks. I don't hate bringing a Sylvan Might myself, a second one. I think Shamanic Revelation on the draw is not where I want to be. You know what? I think it should be Might of the Masses. I think I should have a Might of the Masses over the Sylvan Might. Yeah, I think that's just a punt. It's close enough that it doesn't matter that I did that wrong, but I mean, it might matter. It certainly could matter. If I have a foil Sylvan Might in a spot where Might of the Masses would be significantly better, then I'll know. But yeah, I think overall that's gonna be fine. Well, here's a case of why you don't play colorless lands. I said it's worth it. It's clearly hurting me here because this would be a Plains, probably. Nah, maybe this would be a Force. Maybe it'd be 10-7. I think I'd be 9-7 or 10-8. I think it'd be 9-8, so this would probably be a Plains. I'm going to keep, though. I mean, I still have 2-drop into a good 3-drop. Got Acceleration into Liege. If I draw Plains, it's still good. They were playing multiple Veteran Explorers, which... you know, as we saw, can fix me. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty easy... Not an easy keep, but I do think it is a keep. I think I'm definitely keeping there. I think... well, that is a good draw. That is a good draw. If I draw white, I will be happy I drew it. I'm going to need to draw the white mana, but overall, still a good draw. And not blocking here. You never block with your turn 2 Accelerant unless your hand's just insane. And my hand is not just insane. Oh, Awakening Zone. That is an incredible draw. That is exactly what we wanted to draw. Second best draw outside of Plains. Plains would have been better, but I will happily take an Awakening Zone. Again, this doesn't trade. This is going to start fogging, which is what I'm doing it for. Oh, opponent didn't have a play there. That's good for me. All right. Always yield. Always yes. Yes. All right. Starting to get a little punished. Yeah. I'm going to play my mysteries now. I have enough mana going on, and I'm in a good enough spot where I think I'm going to Animate Factory, block, and block with the Spawn. Mishra's Factory can become a 3/3, so opponents like going to be forced into using a trick here. Oh, well, clear shot. That works too. And this is just deals damage, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that happens. That's not great for me. I guess I was supposed to float mana, because no, because I'm going to do this after blocks. All right. I'm going to block. I don't want to take 3 here. I think this is just acceptable. Obviously, losing my land there is not great, but now I'm going to start making 1/1s off the mystery, which is pretty good. Hopefully, we draw lands at some point. A white Sorcerer would still be excellent. Okay. I can at least use the clear shot. So, protected from a trick, which is good. Because opponent's kind of in a spot where they need to use a trick. And this 1/1 is going to be pretty good. Yeah. So, I would guess that they use the trick here. Which makes me want to block like this and just see what happens. I actually think... where do they go there? Alright. I was going to say, I actually think there's a chance I'm supposed to... that one. There's actually a chance I'm supposed to kill the other one, and then this just trades off all the way. But this way I save my 1/1, so opponent will be incentivized to use another trick. Okay. White Source. That's not the foil Sylvan Might, so that at least we know. Yeah. So we're kind of protected from some of the stuff opponent can do here. We're at 10, which is still somewhat of a healthy life total. Rapacious Dragon. That's not great. That is not great. I guess I have the Crushing Vines, so it's not the end of the world either. But definitely not great. I'm going to destroy it, though. They have their treasure. That's fine. We are just trying to draw white. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. That was exactly what we were looking for. So we are going to put the Sanctum Spirit in play. I want to start gaining life. We get to still leave up the Sylvan Might, which I think is important. We're actually at a spot, too, where we can just cast Lead to the Tangle next turn, which is kind of insane. I think there's a pretty real chance we won't actually do that, but we can do that. Okay. So this turn went pretty well for us. Oh, they made the 6/8 too, which is just great. We have the Valorous stance already. Wow. So let's see. If I made a Liege of the Tangle, it's 4. I'm going to be 1 mana away. Yeah, there's not a better way to do this. I'm just going to Valorous stance. Destroy the Automaton. I'm going to put my Mage in play. And attack with my Lifelinker. And if they block, I will... Oh, opponent's salty and conceded. And there you have it. Quick trophy. Quick little trophy. You know what? Let's do another draft just for fun. It's Double Masters. Let's double the fun. Let's get in there one more time. Alright, we got a pick. Oh, man. Do we run back green back good stuff? Archangel of Dune's a really messed up card. I'm certainly taking that. This card in limited is outrageous. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Green-white felt pretty good, honestly. I would like... This stinks because the blue and red cards in this pack are sweet, and like a Thirst for Knowledge, Trash for Treasure deck would be so much fun to play. But we'll get there at some point. I think these rares are just too good. These rares are so good. Archangel of Doom, we saw Shamanic Revelation, just a 5-mana draw 4, which in limited is great. I mean, it's exactly what you want. When you have bombs as good as Archangel of Doom, you want to draw it. We saw Legion of the Tangle be good. Archangel of Doom is approximately as strong as that card in terms of like what it does when it's on the battlefield, but it costs 3 mana less. So I would say we're playing white this draft, and this is actually a good lesson in like how to approach a draft like this. It's weird that we got 2 first picks, right? But like, just imagine we took Archangel into Shamanic Revelation, and I think that would be like a valid way to go about a draft like this, where it's like, okay, these were the 2 strongest cards in the first 2 packs, right? I am prioritizing being white because I think Archangel of Doom is significantly stronger than Shamanic Revelation. If white is clearly not open, I will abandon it. But I'm trying to like force the people around me out of white now because I just so strongly want to play with this Archangel of Doom because it's just so good. I think it's very obvious that I should just be forcing white and then just put everyone in my left out of it. Lightning Greaves is very good with Archangel of Doom, and I think that's 100% a good place, or 100% reasonable place to go. I don't think Reshape is a card I'm going to play. Call the Flame Fiend is a really strong limited card. I have to sack an artifact, though, which is not crazy. It's something I could certainly do. I was talking about cutting white. Alabaster Mage is not good enough to incentivize me to do that. It does play well with Archangel of Thune, but again, this is like the kind of card you want to get on the wheel in a pack like this. I think Koloth the Flame Fiend is the best card in the pack. I'm going to take it and see where that goes. Alright, Ravenous Trap is not something I'm going to take. And now I kind of feel dumb for taking the Flame Fiend. I think Gelatinous Genesis is a pretty strong card. Yeah. And again, I'm not really sending a signal that like white's open at the moment because there just hasn't been very many good white cards. There's also no green cards in this pack, but Mana Reflection. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces twice as much mana instead. Well, that's not really what we're looking for. Now, though, we're starting to get in a spot where it looks like white might be cut. That or there just hasn't been white cards in the pack. It does look like black's open. I like Elvish Aberration, but our curve's kind of expensive. I want to take some cheaper cards. I think I might take this Star. I think that's a good place to go. Skinbrand Goblin's fine. This at least keeps me open for one more thing. I want to make sure that white's cut before I give up on it. Okay, it doesn't look like white's cut necessarily anymore. This is a good card in white. So I think what I want to do is give up on this, and I'm going to go green-white. I'm going to go more tokeny this time because Archangel of Doom really incentivizes you to play with tokens. I'm going to take this Chatter the Squirrel. I'd be fine to get either of these back on the wheel. They'd both be good in my deck. But I think like my curve is just so high right now that I just want cheap spells really badly. I've seen 2 Riddlesmiths, which makes me think maybe I should have been blue. Yeah, it feels like blue is really open. Oh, this is tough. I don't hate Alabaster Mage. I can just stick green-white. The thing is that it's looking like blue is wide open. The problem is that I am pretty sure I've put the person on my left into blue. And so I'm going to get cut next pack, which stinks. God, blue is so open, though. There's been so many good blue cards. I think I'm going to still take the Alabaster Mage. I just need to keep cutting. Man. Yeah, we might have screwed up this draft. It's possible. Blue, it feels like we definitely should have been blue. And maybe I got married to my first couple picks a little too hard. That said, I'm kind of committed at this point. It's also possible I'm just not seeing that many good green and white cards. Sanctum Spirit plays really well with the Archangel. It kind of goes along with what we've got. Deathwood Cobra is good, but essentially replaceable. It's just, you know, it's whatever. I'm going to take the Sanctum Spirit. Alright, none of these really do anything for me. Gleaming Barrier is fine, not spectacular. I guess there's a world where I play Tumble Magnet. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take the Everflowing Chalice now. I don't know what's going on with all these Surge Notes. Gosh, blue was so open. Still, though, I think I'm supposed to take a Tron land. I'm going by the fact that we're not going to see very many blue cards next turn, so I'd rather just take the Tron land for the collection. I mean, I already have the Tron lands on Moto, but, you know, whatever. Never have too many Tron lands. People love Tron. It'll come back. There'll come a time in Mono where it comes back. Okay. We got the Elvish Aberration back. And honestly, when that came around last time, I thought it was one of the better green cards in the pack. Oh, man, very many Surge Nodes. Very many. Yeah, when it came around last time, I thought it was one of the better green cards in the pack. So that makes me think... Ooh, Ad Nauseam and Blink Moth Nexus. Man, that is the second Koldatha Flame Fiend. That is tough. That is very tough. Okay, this does not get our busted cards this time. It would get an Elvish Aberration, which not getting Archangel of Thune makes it a much lower pick. Still gonna be a fine card, but I think on the average much lower. Here, I think it's very easy. Just take the token makers. Again, I would play Blinkmoth Nexus in this deck. Probably pretty happily. But I just want to take the things that make tokens and really establish this archetype. Ad Nauseam, somewhat interesting. It's not really worth money though, so not gonna short you guys by taking a rare. So I'm gonna go the token makers. I think that's pretty easy. Oh, we got the Awakening Zone again. All the token makers. I actually think there's a very real argument I'm supposed to take Thraben Inspector over Awakening Zone, which I think is a weird pick for sure. But I'm going to make it. I don't know. That one's weird. Awakening Zone was just so good. I mean, we saw that. Thespian Stage, less good. I do like Veteran Explorer in this deck. I think, given that we don't have any naturalizes yet, Crushing Vines is pretty good. I am going to take the Veteran Explorer, though. We just want some cheap creatures. That's just kind of where we're at with this draft. We want to lower our curve a little bit. We're going really heavy into tokens, and this looks like a good... Oh, man, we got paid off with a Selesnya Guildmage. I mean, taking this over everything. Yeah, there's very few cards I would take over a Selesnya Guildmage in a green-white token deck. This card just does everything. It's an Anthem. It makes 1/1s. It doesn't even tap to activate, so I can, I can attack with it and activate it. And, it plays really well with colorless mana, which we have in spades from Awakening Zone and Kozilek's Predator sacking Eldrazi Spawn. So, yeah. Pretty good for us. Wow. So, blue's just been open the whole time. And we never did anything with it, which is unfortunately the top 4 cards of your library. Exile one face down, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Dies, turn the exile card face up. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield under your control. So if I have a lot of creatures, this card's really good. I think the rest of the pack is not good for me. I don't think this really does anything for me. This is not, this is a white rare, but it's not for my style of deck. I think this card's good enough. I want it. It is like a way to find my Archangel of Thune, which good. Oh man, I love Ulvenwald Mysteries. Makes tokens, draws cards. Yep, in for this. Elvish Aberration's fine. I would take it. I would take a second one. I'm not like super excited about it. The fact that it has cycling though is enough that I would definitely take it. But I think Ulvenwald Mysteries is actually premium. It's a token maker. It draws cards. It plays well with my other creatures. I would also play the Sylvan Might. But yeah. Heimerdick's kind of interesting. I think though I'm supposed to take the payoff here. Crusader Vodric. We saw Crusader be pretty good last draft, so I'm gonna go that route. And here's another Crusader. Another payoff. I could see taking it. I think I'm at a spot where I'd rather have the Deathhood Cobra. But 2-drops are just so replaceable. And that's like an actual payoff. Ooh, the Ad Nauseam Wield. I assume that means it's not worth money. I don't really want to play any of the other cards in this pack, though, so I'm going to take the Ad Nauseam. Alright, I mean, I might play a Fortify. There's certainly a world where I do. That one's one we kind of have to decide about in deck building, but we'll see. I think this deck, or this... Oh, wow, Heartbeat of Spring. I'm going to take the Crushing Vines. We never got one yet, and I'm happy to play one. Yeah, so now the second Crusader over the 2-drop pick looking a little worse, but again, if I get a few 2-drops, and honestly, like, I could just play Core Tapper as a 2-drop. I'm already in, like, an Anthem-y style deck, so, like, if it comes down to it, I might just play 2-mana 1/1. I mean, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather get another Chatter the Squirrel, which is, you know, a pseudo 2-drop, but yeah. I guess Vidalcan Infuser. I'm probably not playing this. I think I'm also not super likely to play that artifact. We'll see how this pack goes. I've got some artifacts I can fill in the curve with if I need to. Man. Wow. Progenitor Mimic is messed up. That's a really strong card. That might be worth splashing for, honestly. It's kind of that good. Phyrexian Metamorph, I think, is just so good that I should take it. That's going to be my first pick out of this pack. I think I'm supposed to take the Progenitor Mimic. I might not end up splashing it, but I already have one Chromatic Star that I could use. I could play like one island, get there. I think that's where I'm going to go. Yeah, I like the Mimic. I could also see, like, if I get an Expedition map, like, playing... Like, I'm not going to take Expedition map over, like, a premium card, like Kozilek's Predator, Glintsleeve Artisan, or Clear Shot. But I could see, you know, if I got a late Expedition map, like, on a wheel, taking it there. Now, this is actually an interesting pick. I don't have any removal. In fact, I have none. I can kill a flyer, but that's about all I got. I would be happy with either of these cards, like, in fact, very happy. But I think I'm supposed to take the Clear Shot here. I think it's enough better and enough of what I'm... Well, see, there you go. Immediately take the card you think is better and then just get a pack with nothing else in it except the card you just took. But, I mean, I'm going to take the Clear Shot. I wanted 2. I think 2 is about the number any green-white deck is going to want. I would obviously rather have like a Path Exile or something. So now we're basically at the part in the draft where our top end's great. If I can splash this Mimic, I'm going to. If I can't, we'll see what happens. Wow, what does this do? Whenever a player sacrifices another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. It's a really strong card. We're not there. Again, Fierce Empath isn't very good. I think this is a very clear pick between Angel of the Dawn and Kozilek's Predator, and I'd rather have the 4-drop that accelerates. I think it's enough better that I'm going to go that route. I would like an Angel of the Dawn for this deck, but yeah, I think Kozilek's Predator is going to be better. Okay, well, we got the Angel of Dawn. Yeah, I'm probably going to play this. Put it in. Again, if you would gain life, yeah, I don't want, this is not very good. Kind of feeling like maybe I messed up not getting 2-drops, and I don't want to say my Archetype's not open because I do feel like I got a decent version of this deck. But yeah, I feel like I've been kind of cut from both sides, honestly. I don't know. Hasn't been great. No, didn't get an Expedition map. I'm not splashing this. I could splash for a Frogify. I'm going to take the Crushing Vines, though. Okay, we got a late Shadow the Squirrel. I'll take that. That is a 1-drop and a 2-drop. Just low enough on the curve that it's going to be quite good in this deck. So it kind of plays like I got 5 2-drops, which is good. Oh, man, this is tough. I would like Ancestral Blade. I think it's good in the match, or in the deck. The Expedition map is interesting. It would let me splash a Progenitor Mimic. But this is a pretty good 2-drop in my deck. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty good 2-drop in the deck. I'm going to take Ancestral Blade. That might be wrong. I know there's an Expedition map coming next pack. If I get it, I will take and play it. Alright. Played around it well. So now we have a Veteran Explorer and Expedition map. And I think that's enough blue sources to play a Progenitor Mimic. I can play 1 island and I have pseudo 3 sources. Like, I mean, it is 3 sources. I just took, or I didn't take a Might of the Masses. This is actually a good Might of the Masses deck. Fierce Empath is still not as good as I would like it to be. I think that's Might of the Masses. That one's close. All right, Hidden Stockpile. And a Sylvan Might. All right. So this one's going to take some building. It looks like... Huh. Alright. So cards we're questionable on. None of these. These all seem quite good. I guess I'm questionable on that one. These, I like all of these. I'm definitely playing Progenitor Mimic now that I got the map. I like all of this. I like most of this. Questionable on this. Questionable on this. Questionable on this. And I'm going to be a 16 land deck because Expedition map is just a land. Veteran Explorer, like, Veteran Explorer plus Expedition map makes me think I'm a 16 land deck. And if I'm a 16 land deck, I want to be 1 island, 7, 8, I think. Given that I have 1-drops, there's a real chance I'm supposed to be 9, 6, 7. That makes some sense to me. It's a tough call. What is the last cut, though? I think that's an interesting decision. Ulvenwald Mysteries isn't amazing in this deck. It's certainly good, though. I think maybe... This is a tough last cut. I think Sanctum Spirit maybe is the worst card in this deck. It does work with Archangel of Thune, but like I have an Archangel of Thune to play. How much do I need my 4-drop to also work with it? I already have the Alabaster Mages that work with it, which is like, I don't know. I mean, it's fine, right? Like, I don't need that many things that work with it. These already work with it. These I actually want to play just for curve consideration. So I could see cutting this. It's actually nice that, like, I can make this indestructible with map and this blade, though, if I don't want to use them. Like, if I'm kind of flooding and I draw a map, it's like it's pretty nice that I'm able to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a tough call. I definitely like the Angel of the Dawn. I have a lot of tokens that don't have power, so that one's staying in. And Gelatinous Genesis is a really powerful card, but it's really expensive. Like, it only starts becoming... If I pay 5 mana, I get 2 2/2s, right? That's whatever. If I pay 7 mana, I get 3 3/3s. That's kind of messed up. 9 mana is 4 4/4s, which... that gets into, like, game-winning territory, right? So I need to get to 9 mana, which is a lot in limited. I get it, but like Kozilek's Predator makes 2 Eldrazi spawn, so they're 0/1s that I can sacrifice to add a colorless. And again, you saw Awakening Zone in the last one. Awakening Zone makes a ton of mana. So it's like not crazy. I can go like Awakening Zone, Kozilek's Predator, maybe even like Progenitor Mimic, start copy Kozilek's Predator. Now I just have 4 spawn that make the X2 bigger. It's not crazy I can dump 9 mana into this. I think this card's great in this deck. It's actually like a payoff for these, which is perfect. And Crusader of Odric is a payoff for these, so there's no chance I'm cutting it. I think Glintsleeve Artisan's just very good. Not going to cut it. Clear Shot's my only removal spell, not cutting it. I think the cut here is Sanctum Spirit, Ancestral Blade, Shamanic Revelation. Again, a payoff for all these. Just draws a bunch of cards. It's really good. I could see cutting Clone Shell. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. It just hits Progenitor Mimic or Angel of the Dawn. Or if it doesn't hit one of those, one of these is going to be pretty good. I definitely don't want to cut Chatter. Ancestral Blade might be the weakest card. I'm just going to cut Sanctum Spirit. It's the thing I'm the least interested in. The rest of the cards are all fine. Like, I could see playing Elvish Aberration just as... like mostly a forest cycler because I don't have a ton of 2-drops, and it just makes sure I'm going to be able to hit my lands for later because this is a pretty mana intensive deck. Also, like, not a bad thing to play. I like that I'm a 16 land deck that like is never going to miss land drops. I could see playing Elvish Aberration. That I would think is not crazy. It's probably actually better. You know what? I'm going to play it over the Blade. I think that's a fine place to go. So now it looks like I don't have a 2-drop, but when you actually like look at the curve as like these are all 2-drops, provided one of these was in my opening hand, I have a decent enough amount. I even have outs to cast the Phyrexian Metamorph without life. It's kind of sick. Yeah, I think this deck's going to be very good. I'm going to save it. Pretty happy with it. So yeah, I think that's the finished product. Happy with the deck. Maybe we'll play some games. Might attach them after this. But if I don't, thanks everyone for joining me. Really appreciate you watching that video. Happy we could get that trophy 3-0. And, you know, if you like the content, please remember to leave a like. Click the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. It helps me grow the channel. Helps me keep making these videos. And, you know, if you had any comments, disagreements, didn't like any of the plays I made, feel free to leave a comment. Tell me so. Always happy to discuss my plays. Honestly, like if I made a bad play and someone tells me, hey, you made a bad play, I learn. And like perfect example, one of the last Goblins videos I did, someone was like, hey, you missed lethal here. And honestly, I didn't even see the lethal. And I think I'm a pretty good Goblins player, but it was a pretty convoluted line, and they helped me find it. And I really appreciate those kind of comments. So, shout out to the person who helped me with that. And, feel free to leave a comment. And with that, talk to you guys later.